Yo, what's going on, you sexy mother lovers out there, boys and girls, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it on Monday, February 27th, 2023. That's right. Welcome back. It's another brand new episode. It is really bright outside because, again, we've had a little bit of that snow here in the city, so it's all covered and the sun is reflecting off of it. And my blinds have not been drawn because if I draw the blinds, then we go really dark in here. So it's like, oh man, I gotta squint the old eyes. It's gonna be fun, boys and girls. Nonetheless, I hope you're doing well wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet, aka the Blue Marble. If you're here in Canada, anywhere in Canada, shout out to you. If you're here in Toronto, anywhere out there in the West Coast, BC, anywhere down in the middle, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Northwest Territories up above, hanging out with Santa Claus, with the penguins. If you're further south than, let's say, the U.S., New York, L.A., Kentucky, places that I've heard of, Pennsylvania, fucking New Jersey, what's up? South Carolina, North Carolina, and I don't know what the difference between the North and the South is. Maybe there's some differences, maybe there's some similarities, but what happened? Why'd you guys decide to go split seas with the Carolinas? Weird, but that's what you guys do, and I support it either way. Further down south in Mexico, South America, wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet, once again, we are floating. If you're out there in Asia, Africa, Europe, all the islands, all the way to, down there below in Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, as always. So wherever you are, I hope you're doing well. Speaking of Papua New Guinea, I think recently, I didn't read the full article, but apparently there was like some sort of some researchers from a university of some sorts. They were doing archaeological studies of sorts, and they got held hostage, but have now been released, which is nice. I didn't read too much into the story. I wonder who took the faculty or researchers in a hostage situation. That's what you need to do when you're going out there, when you're doing archaeological studies, when you're doing anthropological studies, when you're digging the earth, when you're out there scooping up dirt in hopes and dreams of finding something worth of value, something that might either support the historical facts that we've come to know and love, or dismantle it all together and be like, what is this new archaeological find that you didn't expect to be in this particular location given the whole proximity? Well, what's up with these random coins and monuments and statues? We thought they only be in Tibet, or better yet in Mexico. We know these Mayans. I'm not even sure if they found anything like Mayan related or like Tibetan related in Papua New Guinea, but that's what's up. When you're out there, you're a scavenger, you're a hunter, you're a gatherer, you're looking for info, new and old, to support the facts. And this is where it all comes down to. It comes down to facts versus fiction versus reality. Point is, ladies and gents, we're here to have fun. I hope you guys have, emptied out your bowels. I hope your bowels are emptied out. I hope you took that morning deuce. I hope you pooped already. If you haven't, my heart goes out. Today, the day is still young, is what they say. My goodness, it is really bright today outside. I'm going blind here, like a little bat, like a large bat, like a little large bat, little large hairy bat. Not so heavy, you know what I'm talking about. Just fucking doing it, boys and girls, ladies and gents. But that's, so I'm happy to hear that the researchers have been safe and sound. It'd be fun to do archaeological digs. You guys know me, you gals know me by now. I'm huge into digging. As a young man, as a young boy, a child, if I get dropped off at the beach, give me a bucket and a shovel. We're digging for more water. For treasures, for seashells by the seashore, for flat rocks that you could throw and make it skip, baby. Make it skip, daddy. Impress the ladies and the gents out there when you skip the rocks. Oh my God, what is that? 3 or 4 skips on one throw? That's what they'll say. Impressive. Maybe you hit a damn shark if you're lucky. Maybe you took out a humpback whale. Maybe you hit a humpback whale and cured its sclerosis. What's up with that? Is it sclerosis? I want to say no. Is that the one with the spinal, when the spinal cord, when the spine is all scoliosis? Scoliosis. What did I say? Sclerosis. That's what I said initially. That's not it. Scoliosis. That's the one where you got the S-shaped curvature in your spine, and you need somebody to hit you with a rock, maybe 2-3 skips, and then hit you in the spine. Next thing you know, you're just a regular whale. You're no longer the humpback whale. No longer would you need to climb up into a tower and feel ashamed of your bodily abnormalities. But it's Monday, ladies and gents. It is weird that the humpback whale refuses to get the help that is available to him or her. God. But whatevs, dude. They're something else. So things are happening in and around the world. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope you are growing it out. I'm talking about them pubes. Maybe you're a fan of shaving them. I'm hoping you shaved them. I hope you're ready for spring, summer season, daddy, mommy, because it's about to get litty. It's always been litty. Some say the littiness never went away. Some say the littiness always is there. Even in the darkest of hours, you'll find a little bit of littiness if you look out into the distance. Things are happening all around us. Brand new news. No, not brand new news, but it's been like, it's now official but it was, and again, I don't even know what it means, like, to say something's official or whether, you know what, it's, but the news is out. It's being, you know, they're putting it out there, and it's like, you know, it's in mainstream or legacy media is putting it out there. They did it, boys and girls, they did it. It was made in a lab. Confirmed by a bunch of intelligence communities and services. Some are still like, you know, oh, was it a bat or was it a lab? It was a lab. The lab leak theory is no longer a theory. It is being highly plausible that is in fact the way. So that's something to think about. You know, 2-3 years they were like, man, it came from a bat. But now apparently even in mainstream media, they're like, nah, it's most likely lab related, a lab leak. Now we're gonna have to do the nitty gritty details and be like, what was it for though? What was it for? And we'll get to that. Hopefully more clarity will be available to the humansies, to the peepsies, really, just for the sake of learning and moving ahead accordingly, because that's what's important these days. And know what you're facing and move ahead accordingly is what I say to myself. So that's cool. Like overall not cool, but like a little bit like just clarity is nice. You know what I'm talking about? So that's that. But that's not all that's coming out of China. That's not all that's coming out of it, and we'll get into that, man. But that's, yeah, I guess today's episode is a little bit about perhaps relationships, but like what we're evolving and what we're going to be facing in the near future, because you got to, you know, clarity. And China not only gave us the Wuhan lab, which gave us most likely the, you know, the Schmovid, they're doing other stuff, not in Wuhan, but in China. I heard recently that we are now being introduced to, I guess you could say, you know, what would you even call it? A kissing device? A kissing device has been developed in a Chinese university, by a Chinese student in China. It's a remote kissing device. Read the article. Apparently he got into it. He apparently there was this fella. I'm not sure if he was working alone or if he had help from anybody else, but he was like by himself. University student, male. I'm assuming early 20s. Hormone levels must be going through the roof, and this kid's probably taking biology, chemistry, physics, engineering, and God knows what else. God knows, only him, his timetable, his professors, his TAs, and some faculty members knows what he's up to, studying good. But then that's the thing, he's also got the raging hormones of a young man. And he had a girlfriend, he still has a girlfriend, apparently he has a girlfriend, but they were in a long distance relationship in university, right? So he's out there computing, physicking, he's doing he's doing chemistry. He's all about the potions. He's trying to make that love potion. At the end of the day, he's trying to get that physical chemistry so that it meets with the biology, so that all the sciences are connected. So he's like, I'm away from my girl, I'm away from my lady, is what he said in Chinese, of course, just like that, verbatim. In Cantonese, thank you very much. I've just translated everything. So, you know, that's what I do. translate Cantonese into English, l'anglais, no problem. But he was horny, essentially. At the end of it, he was in heat. Some say the young man was in heat. He's like, my girl, my lady is far away, and I'm not, and before I go exploring other options, old, reliable, tested, proven options as to what works when your lady is away, I'm gonna invent something to deal with the situation at hand. What do you did you ever go about living your life and you were like, man, when the lady's away, when my husband's away, when my man's away, when my lover is away, I wish there was some sort of way where we could not only do FaceTime, but we could take it to the next level. I wish you could, or she could, your partner, I wish they could penetrate me, or at least give me a kiss through, and I wish I could feel it. And they made a device. There's a device that has been built, and then you download an app, and then you I don't know if you attach it to your phone or if it's like a little, additional piece by itself, but it's apparently a pair of lips, and you get a pair of lips, and your partner gets a pair of lips, and let's say you're all the way in Amsterdam. Let's say your partner's all the way in one of the stands doing research on how many countries are named, or at least a portion of their name contains the word stand. Much like the South and North Carolina region, why did the stand split up in so many different factions and groups? Same sitch with the North and South Carolina, very similar, yet very different. Nonetheless, your partner is far away, nowhere to be seen. All you want is a little peck on the cheek or a little smooch on the lips. Okay, you're putting on lip gloss, you're putting on a lip balm, you're putting on your lips are dry, your lips are ashy, it's winter time, you're just grabbing loads of lard off a humpback whale's neck, and you're like going whale fat to face, just puckering up, and you're lathered up ready for a good smooch fest. But where is she? Where is he? Where's your partner? You're left all by yourself, and they're all the way down there doing their own research and whatnot. But you give them a quick call, and you got this device, a pair of lips, plastic rubbery lips, and you're like, baby, do you want to make out over the phone virtually and like long distance make out? And she'd be like, nah, we can't do, we can't do that. I can send you a kiss, right there. I can, right there, tongue it. I can show you what I do with what that mouth do. I can show you what that mouth do, but I can't do what that mouth do. And because we're far away. Until he says, your boyfriend, your man says, check under your seat. Check under your seat and reach under your seat, and you're like, what is this contraption? And you're like, go ahead, take it out, I got it for you. And she, underneath her seat, is duct taped a present for her. She'll get the present, it's a box, she'll open the box and be like, oh baby, what you got me or something? Nah, I love you, what is that? She'll say something like that, and you'll be like, and she'll think maybe it's like blood diamonds, the bloodiest diamonds a girl can desire, but it's not blood diamonds, it's better. And you're like, what could be better than filthy bloody diamonds? Plastic, rubbery, fake lips, fam. Go ahead and strap that on your phone and download an app. Go ahead and do that all the way right here. 10-15 minutes goes by, the configuration has taken place. Now we're all synced up, ready to go. You're ready to fucking do oral over long distance, fam. You're ready to go face to face. What that lip do? Right there. You feel that, baby? And she's like, yes. Did it feel good? Different. I don't know. So now you're out there kissing your phone, kissing plastic lips, and then there's a simulation that I guess gets sent through the air. This is magic. It's friggin' magic, because now we're doing aerial virtual kissing. We're doing apart kissing. And that's something new. People didn't do that shit up until like yesterday, but now that's a thing. It's not popping yet, but these are the stepping stones, ladies and gents. It all started with a kiss. It was only a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. I'm Mr. Brightside. But the point is, ladies and gents, that it all started with a kiss, but we go willy-nilly, fooling around with these options that are now available on the table. What do you got? Let's move forward. What's the next step? What is that? Let me feel a fake plastic tit, and it'll be like your tit. and you're all the way in, and now making out with, now you got, because it'll come with accessories. It starts with a mouth. It starts with one hole, one orifice. That's all you need. That's how they get you. One hole, one face, one mouth. You're kissing, and you're like, man, baby, this sort of kind of feels like you. Not really, but given the fact that your voice is there, I see your face. I can close my eyes for a second and kiss this plastic, rubbery, disgusting piece of garbage plastic, and feel like I'm kissing your beautiful lips that are nothing like this plasticky, garbage, rubbery piece of, but it's a nice thing. It's good. I don't know what it's made of. Maybe it's silicone. I don't know. It's rubber-ish. It's pink-ish. I bet you they'll come in different shades. So it's like, I can't, I gotta get my skin tone. You'll find your skin tone. Give it some time. Don't worry. It'll have all the skin tones. It's skin tone city. So, that'll evolve, and eventually it'll be like, oh, baby, it'd be nice to kiss you from afar, but also it'd be nice to feel your tits from afar. And then she'd be like, well, you know what to do. Check under your seat. What? What'd you get me? This is a happy Valentine's Day. It's February is almost over, but like happy belated Valentine. Go ahead and reach under your seat. What is this contraption? Go ahead, undo the duct tape, undo the box. What's in the box? Her left tit is now available for your purchase in the box. If you were to just, please go ahead, reach under your seats, ladies and gents. Nothing there yet, but in due time, there will be fake lips and tits under everybody's seats. We can pull that together, but then you proceed forward. You keep getting better at it. Oh, I got the lips. I got one tit. Throwing in just a little loose belly button, just because I like your belly button. I want to just and then you 3D print her belly button. Next thing you know, you got the mouth, you got one tit, belly button, and it's nothing. You just want to, oh, it's cute belly button, just because I don't want to touch a belly button that's yours, your lover's, because you don't want to be randomly touching other people's belly buttons, fam. All right, touch you the belly button. All of a sudden, it's coming together little by little. Move forward. Next thing you know, you're 3D printing feet, attaching it to your phone, downloading an app, sucking on fake plastic toes, and it'll come with her exact flavor of Cheetos toes. You feel me, fam? Oh, baby, I wish I could recreate the way your feet smell after a nice run and a nice hot yoga session. You just come, and she does that over there, all the way over there, with God knows who's she doing hot yoga with all the way down in friggin', Belarus. What? We're so far away. Yet so close. So now you get her replica of her dirty feet. You love them dirty feet. Whose dirty little feet are they're hers, but they're yours now, with the scent and everything. Now you're sucking on a toe. Now you're taking a mouth, the lips, sticking it in your ear. Oh, she's tongue in your ear, dude. Her tongue is poking through the ear, and it's coming in your ear, and you're like, oh, baby, and you're sucking on the big toe. Love it. Relationships. But that's not where it all ends. These are just the stepping stones, ladies and gents. It starts with a mouth, it starts with a kiss. But when will it stop though? Or when will it get really good? Cause all right, I'm a little bit impressed. Not gonna lie, I'm impressed. It's impressive to see that happen and be like, I wonder what it feels like. I don't want to know, but I do want to know. I don't want to experience this. I want to experience it and then tell me so that I don't have to experience it for myself. But we all know where this leads, fam. Virtual anal, groundbreaking. That's where it's at, fam. That's where virtual anal, that's where it's at. We said it here first. You've never heard it anywhere else before. Some others might have said it in different ways in other places. In your circles, I don't know what you talk about, but when we're here on Mondays, and we're really extrapolating from what's being put out there in the scientific world, in the world, in our community, in our global world, in the marketplace. We think ahead. We take and we move steps forward. So that's what it is, fam. Bringing you the first long distance anal here at Glad You Made It. We're partnering up with Long Distance Anals. That's a company. We'll make it a company, fam. We'll make it a company. Long distance vaginal availability, penetration. Did you ever wonder, you're like, man, I wonder how I can make this long distance relationship work? Because at the end of the day, when daddy's away in Alaska, or in Greenland, or better yet, in the Arctic doing research on shit that's not even being disclosed to the reg public. You're doing like secret fucking archaeological stuff. Yeah, you're doing an archaeological dig in the Arctic. You're an anthropologist in the Arctic, fam. What else is there beside ice? Ice. Baby, there's some there. Why can't the reg public get access to it? You're like, the reg public can't handle the ice. You let the reg public decide if they can or can't handle the ice. Alright? Why does it have to be all like, oh, nobody enter this area? I don't even know which area it is, but like, oh, military only. So I've heard. You know what I mean? I'd like to be able to just get it. Not that I would, because it's just frankly too cold. But you let the other, because there's other people. They're the morning joggers who have short shorts on. Men and women, I've seen them jogging and just, tell them Antarctica or tell them really fucking the poles are open, fam, and just guide them. Just open up a street, and these members will go with their short shorts and their little fucking, I got my iPod on my arm. I'm an iPod on the arm kind of fella or lady. I listens to my music and I just run in the morning. It's -30. I'm running. What are you running away from? Is what I say. Face the music. Yeah, okay, fine. It's good activities. Do it, but that's what I'm saying. Leave it up to the people. What are we even talking about? The Arctic? What's in it? Deep holes? Pyramids that have been dumped on with a lot of snow and ice? LiDAR that shit? Potential activities of sorts? Emergency response food bank, a seed bank. I'm not talking about a seed bank where people go and their men's go and just deposit a little seed for the futures, although that may potentially be a thing too. And you could just, the Arctic, I bet, is just one large sperm donation center, because you can just legit almost jizz anywhere and it'll like freeze, and then next thing you know, futures generations come about. And they're like, oh no, it's low sperm count, everybody's malnourished, where do we? And then you just reach on the snow frozen sperm, boom, humanity saved. Science, facts. The point is, ladies and gents, that long distance relationships, that's what we were talking about. Is it even a thing? Short distance relationships I like. Short distance I can do to a certain degree, because like it's, you see the person every now and again, they're within reach, you talk face to face, you touch face to face, butt to butt, nip to nip. You're going kneecap to kneecap. You are going eyelid to eyelid. You're licking her eyelids. That's how close you are. She's perhaps licking your clavicle. I don't know what you guys are into, the freaky deaky, but I supports it all. But that's short distance, man. That's short distance. It's good, especially if you got, like, let's say you're borderline. I just heard recently the youngest Alzheimer's patient has been found on planet Earth. I forget where maybe it was China again, man. A 19-year-old's been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Y'all thought it was just like an old man's thing, but now it's a young man's game too. What are the correlations? Who knows? Who knows? But the point is, short distance, if you're like, man, I'm juggling, so maybe you're not even dealing with Alzheimer's, maybe you just got a lot going on, a business, three businesses, because it's always, I heard it's good to have income, passive income from multiple sources, just passive pushover income that just like, you just like do something, and it's just like every time you come and talk to it, it's just like, I'm not having it as passive income. I heard you're supposed to have different multiple sources of passive income that don't like, you don't want an income that's like fucking assertive or like all about like, you don't want a business that's like a dog. Every time they see you, they get happy. You want like the cat version of a business, just a passive little fucking, just like, what is this? I'm a passive income. You don't do anything, and I read these articles that, 26-and-a-half-year-old has 5 to 17 passive incomes, making $330,000 a week, working only 15 minutes per day. It's like, what? Passive income. That's what I hear. So maybe you're running that game, and you're like, man, I got so many things going on. I can't handle a long distance. I need somebody to be close to me so that I know where we're at, because I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur, baby. Daddy's juggling the juggling balls. Daddy's tossing the dice. Daddy wish he never got into the dice game. Daddy lost a lot of money into the dice game. But the point is, Daddy's out there doing it, and it's good to have your shawty on your side, by your side, behind you, in front of you, close within proximity, close within an arm's length of stretch your foot out, you touch her, and and right there. What is that? Left hit. My right hit, your left hit. You know what I'm saying? Just touch it with a toe, just to know, like, oh, we're a short distance couple. We can handle it. A short distance is good for, like, keeps the old relationship intact, because it's like you know where you are, you see the person that you're dealing with, you love them, they hopefully love you, or you like them, whether they like you, whatever the situation, but you're close within proximity. You want to go grab something to eat, we're so close, let's go do it. You want to bone right now, or you want to bone later? We're so close. You do it because it's available to you. You wanna call in sick, and I'll call in sick, and we'll just wake and bake, and we'll just day drink and go for a run. And by run I mean a slow, leisurely stroll, and then head on back and get down and dirty with a bottle of whatevs that you prefer. Those are things that you could do with somebody who's in a tight-knit relationship that is close. But I don't know, man. People be doing different things. Could long-distance relationships even work? That's the thing. You put a fella in a university and you give him a long distance relationship. Lady's not there. He's making fake lips. Is it working, fam? Is it working? At the end of the day, you gotta ask yourself a question. Plastic lips. Is it the same thing as kiss? Is it the same Z's as making out with your partner? Is it though? Is it, fam? Like once, maybe twice, maybe it's got like it's like cool little, it's a little fad that comes in. Oh, let's try this longer. You're not even long distance, you know what I mean? She's working like 3 blocks away, or maybe downtown, whatever. So it's lunch break, baby. Let me get the spinach out between my teeth and let's smooch. And what else can you put through them lips? What that mouth do, But the point is it the same? Should it be the same? What are you even doing here? How long are you gonna go essentially kissing a flashlight, the male adult toy, that's what I'm referencing? How long are you gonna go kissing a stupid flashlight before you realize, man, there's alternative options that have been done in the past when long distance relationships were tested? Like, pick up the phone and make a phone call and be like, baby, you moving down here or what? Am I moving down there or what? And then come to a realization that none of y'all are moving, and it's time to, you know what, this is more difficult for me than it is for you. Goodbyes are so hard. I am so bad at saying goodbye. That's why I choose to say aloha, even though I'm not from Hawaii. I know a word or two. You say to yourself, how long can a man go? Or how long can a lady go? Before starting doing real, before starting because how long are you gonna kiss a plastic, rubbery, fake replica of a mouth before you start to be like, let's take it up and I wanna feel like if it's really, let's put a little bit of peanut butter in there. Let's put a little bit of peanut butter because if because baby boo likes her peanut butter, and when I kiss that, I wanna just be like, what we're doing, we're sharing food, and that's what it is. But there have been alternatives. You break it off. That's the first thing. You realize that you're leading 2 different lives. You were growing together up until a very certain point, and then at one point your life trajectories just took you, she's in the stands doing research, or in Antarctica doing serious research with potential alien bases, looking to preserve food for humanity in case we have some sort of catastrophe. She's doing that kind of research, and you're out here playing with your wiener and thinking of ways of making a replica of her mouth hole. So I say to you, sir, ma'am, all science has a purpose. One is not better than the other. But at one point, you could just be like, you know what? I miss you, but also I got a boner in my pants. I'm pitching tents, is what you'll say. Or she'd be like, man, you need to get your ass down here. My nips have not been harder since fucking 97, summer of 97. She'll say that, remember that? Summer of 97? when my tits were really hard and I started getting into like specialized glass cutting because my nips were so hard. They had to call me in because there was a low level of diamonds and diamond head cutters coming in. And one summer I made a really good little purse, just, cutting glass with my nips. Specialized nip cutting glasses. Tits. Nips. Point is, fam, that you could break it off and be like, let's get the real thing. Let's go out there and like, let's, at the end of the day, and then you let her go. And they say things like, I've heard this one, I love this one, it's one of my all-time favorite of things that we say. If you love it, her, him, whoever, let it go. Let it go. They say let it go, and if it comes back to you, it's a keeper. Sounds like it was a story told by a bunch of men and women who let it go and just off chance someone happened to come back. And it worked. And they're like, if you love it, let it go. And if you really love it, why don't you hold on to it? That's always if you love it so much, you hold on to it. If you love it so much, you hold on to it. But there is that thing that people say, if you love it, let it go. If you really love it though, would you let it go? I'm just asking, honest. Man to peoples, human to other humans. If you really love it, would you let it go? Would you let you love your child, right? Hope if you're a parent out there, would you let them go? Not in a million years. Not until they're like supposed to go. When you're 18, you're out the door, Buster. Go out there and earn a living. But up until a certain point, if you love them, you don't just be like, I love my 3-month-old baby. I love him so much. I never even knew this kind of love could be real, and I love him so much or her so much. I'm just gonna put it outside. And if it makes its way back in, then I know it's for reals, Or let's say you just come into a whole bunch of money in your life, and all your life you've been like, oh man, life's been hard without all this money, financially speaking. All of a sudden you come into a lot of money, and then you're like, I love this. I love the level of freedom, the stability, the fact that there's this weight off I love this feeling, and I love it so much. But I feel like I should give it away. And if it comes back to me, let's say you're dead broke, millions of dollars in your bank account right now, and you're like, I love it so much, but I feel like I should give it away. And should it come back another time, then it was meant to be. See what I'm saying here? It's really hit or miss. So we do say things that are, hit or miss. And to all the ones that let them go and came back and it was meant to be, congratulations, you beat the odds. Then again, we've all kind of beaten the odds given the fact that we're a friggin' miracle, man. Point is, ladies and gents, short distance is within reach. You can do it up. Long distance is long distance can be good too. I'll tell you that. Long distance, let's say you're the type of person that doesn't you're still the passive income running son of a bitch that you are, just gaining passive income day by day, working less and less too. It's crazy, but the shit that gets spewed is sometimes crazy, but I like it. 27 passive incomes. It's like at one point you even forget how many incomes you have. It's like old time, before GPS, before cameras. It's like families like that where a family won't, you had a family in one city and then you didn't even know you had another family in another city, or at least the other families didn't know that you had other families in the other cities. It's kind of like that, but with passive income. You're not aware of all the passive behavior. Oh God, what a bunch of just doormats, essentially. Walk all over these deals. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that it could be for some, if you are really committed into knee deep in a relationship, and you're like, you know what, we've been together for however many years, and we're going away for a few months. We're going to be away, and that's the thing. But again, there is always the saying, different area codes. Hey, need I say with different area codes, fam? I'm just saying, it's doesn't even count. Point is, it's all about communication and what you're comfortable with. The point is that maybe you could make it work if it's long distance. You're like, it's only a few months. Here, take this plastic lips, and by then, and this is again the early stages, you take his little replica of his little wiener, or fairly sized, adequately sized wiener. We'll get a mold of your vag. We'll get a mold of your vag with the mole and the patchy hair and everything. Patchy hair, mole, just the way Babes likes it. Put in a box. You plug it in. The app's been downloaded. You finish work at 6 in the evening. You crack open a bottle of Chardonnay, and you're sipping on Chardonnay or rosé, baby. I don't even know. I'm just naming drinks. Maybe it's just White Claw. I don't know what you're into. Guinness. I prefer Guinness. Why not go with Guinness? Cracking open a couple of bottles of Guinness, cans of Guinness, popping back a couple of them nuts, just cashew nuts in your mouth, and then the things are getting heated. Things are getting heated, and things are getting heavy too. Or the phone. What are you wearing, sweetheart? Oh, your sweater, your hoodie, she'll say, and you'd be like, oh, why don't you go ahead and also plug in virtually, and then she'll plug in her phone and app that's been, and be like, can you feel that? And she'd be like, how are you touching my tits with my bra still on? Be like, it's via the apps, baby. You don't even need to undress and I'm touching your tits. And that's some of the relationships of the future. So the questions that remain have to be asked. Would you opt for a fugazi relationship via virtual, mobile kissing devices, mobile penile insertions, mobile vaginal licky sesh? Virtual, and that's the thing. It gets better and better with tech too. But at the same rate, as good as it will get, this is my opinion right now. It may definitely change with the way things change, but I don't think anything can ever replace the intimacy and the realness of the realness, people. I think you can definitely have options, just as we've had options, and we've had options get added to the other option. We have so many options. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's gonna replace all that realness, the intimacy, the physical, the presence, the listening, the all of it. I don't think you can actually replace it. We'll see. I may be dead wrong. Maybe it's gonna be so good one time, in 20 years or 15, who knows? Maybe it'll be so good you're just like, whatevs. But it got me to think, I'm like, what if you're in the midst of making out, right? Somebody hacks into one of your phones, and let's rewind. You get a phone call. Somebody's already done hacked into your phone or your girlfriend's phone, right? You get a phone call. It's 3 a.m. You're in bed. You're in the bedroom. You got your boxers on, and nothing else. And you get a phone call from your lover who's all the way in Paris, let's say. She's all the way in Paris, France, doing French things, all sorts of French things. Like walking on grapes, classic French activity. Wearing a black and white striped shirt with a little sideways hat, rocking a little mustache, drinking a little wine that he or she has already stepped on, and other things that are French. Playing with a croissant, and other things. Climbing the Eiffel Tower, classic French people activity, and your lady's in there. And you get a phone call, it's 3 in the a.m. You wake up, you're like, what's going on, baby? And she's like, oh, I just miss you so much. I wanted to just I wanted to give you a little kiss and perhaps a little bit more. Perhaps once you go ahead and plug in the old Wi-Fi Bluetooth mouth and fake vag on your phone, and let baby do the work for you, show you how much I love. And you're like, man, this is unexpected. This is not like my Sally. This isn't like you, baby. But I like the new you. Right? You're tired. You're just like ready to wake up and go to work 7 in the morning, and baby girl from Paris has called you, wanting to give you virtual head, fam. Maybe if all goes well, virtual anal. You know what I'm saying? So You're putting all sorts of mechanisms on yourself right now. There's a fake mouth on your mouth, on your real mouth, fake plastic badge on your peen, and it's going down, son. But guess what? At the end of the phone call, when she tells you she loves you, and you just busted a load, it was a good one too, because it had been a while. You saved up a few days, and it's a nice load, and you're like, oh, all right, I'm gonna have to clean this up before I go to bed. And you go and do that. It's all fine and dandy. But on the other side of the phone, there's a good possibility that it might have not even been your girlfriend, fam. Mind blown. Head blown. Worlds colliding. What are you saying? I'm saying, what if somebody hacks into your phone or your partner's phone? And because you know how they do the deep fakes now? Because they can have, what if your partner has enough facial and like bodily movements on the lines, available on the line, so that somebody could get in there and deep fake that shit. It's deep fake. It's not one of these like surface level fakes where it's like, it's a deep fake. A lot of philosophy is deep. It's the deep fakes that are involved in existentialism and like what even is life. Deep fakes, not like surface like level like vanity fake. I'm talking deep fakes, saying shit to you that only you and her would know, based on all the info that's already been available online, because she's, let's say, a public social media influenza of sorts, and there's enough data that, so you're right there you just basically, sir, you just got duped, and you got head or what seemed to be vaginal penetration on your peen from a 45-year-old fat dude with a nasty fucking condition. He's oozing and pussing mid 40-year-old man. That's not even in Paris, France, dude. Mind blown. And you're like, oh, my baby girl's the best. She wakes me up in the middle of the night because we're long distance, and I can attach the phone to the fake mouth and the fake badge and put it on me. And the next thing you know, we're doing virtual long distance anal. Guess what? It's not your lover. Next day, you give her a phone call. You're like, baby, that was kind of hot last night, what you did there, unlike you. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about there, Billy. And you're like, oh, that's my Sally. You got a sense of humor on her. I know, baby, it was a little bit different than the things we normally do. I wasn't being fully me either, but I like the fact that we're experimenting. Maybe we should do a little bit more of that. And then she's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, Billy. What is, and you're like, quit it. And she's like, you quit it. And then you're like, no, you quit it. And you're like, no, you got. And you guys almost get into a fight that brings the relationship to its very dramatic arc of many arcs. That you guys will face many arcs in your relationship, but that's one of them. And now you got some explaining to do. And she's like, did you just unload a whole load that you've saved up, even though you knew I was coming back next Saturday? You couldn't wait. And who did you unload? Who did you? And snaps a thing, virtual, and there's a fake hand. She's like, go ahead and plug in the fake hand and attach it to your phone so I can virtually snap my finger in your face and be like, who do you think you are? Unloading loads in some random online virtual sex capade. What'd you do again, Billy? God. Yeah, baby, we can move. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger. Again, one of those things that we say. Certain situations works out just fine. Certain things don't kill you, makes you stronger. Certain situations, certain things don't kill you, leave you a fraction of a man or woman that you were. So again, sayings are good to have as general guidelines through life, but not to just be like, oh, according to the saying, I should live my life. What are we even talking about? The point is, fam, that you just got duped, and some guy in his mom's basement who barely ever leaves the house managed to hack into your life's or your wife's phone and give you the real fake head. Next thing you know, it's the weekend has come by. You're mowing the lawn. There's just a random 45-year-old driving by ever so slowly, and he slows down in his car and winks at you. Just like that. and you're like, and you're in your wife beater, it's just fucking like moaning. You're like, I know I've been working out a little bit, but I'm not used to this kind of attention. You know, good day to you too, sir. You know, just fucking like, think of the consequences is all I'm saying. At the same rate, this is fantastic because let's say in a situation where it can be useful, let's say there is an accident, an industrial accident, because you're an industrialist and you're involved in accident retention. You try to retain as much. You're in the accident business in the industry. That's what you do. A lot of people are like, oh, it's about business and innovation, but some people focus on there's a niche. Accident retention, fam. How many accidents have you gotten? How many have you retained? How many, there's a graph with your name on it. Do you want to be top sales man or woman of the accident retention center? There's a plaque waiting with your name on it, and if you just like showed up a little bit more on time and did more retaining of accidents. But the point is, fam, that maybe you get into, whilst you're out there doing research in the industry that is revolving around accident, maybe you happen to pick up an accident, maybe you get all fucking like, you get all the disabilities all in one shot, and you're fucking like fully disabled now. Before yesterday, fully able-bodied, walking about, just having a good time. Oh, he's a jolly fella. He's, singing and dancing, picking up conversations, helping out the neighbor, saving a cat from a rooftop, putting a dog on a rooftop just for fuck's sake. And then at the same rate, you picked up all the disabilities and now you can't move. Well, wouldn't you like to have some sort of fake device be put on your lips or on your peen so that it at least feels like you're getting head or a smooch? And you're like, my lady said she loves me for who I am, but this is just too much for her. She can't possibly love me the way I am now that I'm fully like, this was in the package. You were a healthy young male in your whatevs age range that you were, and no longer are you the same person that you were before. And how do you expect her? She still got her whole life ahead of her. So now you could, she could leave the relationship. Oh my God, this is so sad. Yes, but if you love her, you let her go, and this time she ain't coming back, fam, because you're not the same. But the point is, with all these devices and that fat guy in the basement, there could be a relationship and essentially providing work. Because guess what? You're all fucking lonely, sitting all fucking like, not moving and all that. That guy's not moving and all that. He's in his mom's basement, 45-year-old, really fat, fucking obese, just a monster of a person in terms of like how they let themselves go and how they've never really tried in anything. But now you strap on a couple of fake lips, a couple of fake peens and badges on yourselves, and next thing you know, you're just via the mind, you're just like raw dogging it on both ends. And is it real? Is it fake? Somewhere in the middle. Is it the same thing as having a human being? Yes. If human beings were just little fucking like, if a human being was just a mouth, then yes. If a human being was just a limb, then yes. What even is a human being? But these are wonderful. I hope wherever you are, that you are going after life 100%. Do not let anything stand in your way. At one point it's interesting to hear these things. I'm happy to hear it. I'm for technology, fam. I'm all for tech. I'm just like, at the same rate, it's funny. Because down the line, you'll do all this, like the fellow who invented this, you'll be kissing on that, and it might work out, but other people, it might not. I'm just saying, there's nothing that replaces that real, intimate, bodily fluid, touchy, gross, it smells a little bit weird in this room now that we've been here for so many hours, but at the same rate, there's something to be said about all that sweat, lovemaking, and passion. And it's not always about that, but when it is about that, you'd rather have real anal than fake anal any day of the week. That's the moral of this story, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Take that, remember that, write it down. I don't want anybody to forget. Real anal beats virtual long distance anal any day of the week. You're like, what if I could use virtual reality or artificial reality, and also get like some sort of a headset. And maybe there's a subscription that I could like hook up my fake mouth and my fake lips and my fake peen, my real peen, and you have your favorite porn star's face on the other side of a phone with a mouth and a peen or a vag. So now you're having virtual sex with your favorite porn star for a low fee of, let's say, $15.99 a month. Could that be a thing? Potentially, yes. Is that good? To each their own. I'm not judging. For me, I like real interactions, and I appreciate people. You know, I genuinely do mean that. Whoever comes into my life, for whatever moments that we do get to share, I'm genuinely like, oh, there's nothing that can replace this human to human interaction, whether it's friendships, whether it's family members, whether it's lovers, or whatever else, acquaintances. People are like the best. So, you know, you may go around playing around with just body parts right now, but down the line, you'll soon realize that you're gonna have to get the whole body parts together, and you're like, man, why don't I just go and like talk to somebody else instead of she's all the way down there, man. Break it up and concentrate on building something else. But at the same rate, keep it up. I'm happy to hear that, you know, there's clarity. We can move forward. And clarity helps with all aspects of life. I'm just saying, I love you all. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for being here on Monday, wherever you are. I'm wishing you all the best of luck in your endeavors. And I wish you a happy Monday. We're at the end of the month. Where can you find these videos? You can find them on Instagram by searching Rob Sadri or Glad You Made It. Go ahead and follow me if you like. Go ahead and search Rob Sadri or Glad You Made It on YouTube. That is where you get the full-length videos dropped every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you're like, man, oh man, I want to fiscally give back to the show because I like what I see. Little incremental, little by little growth, little by little doing it, and I like that sort of operation. Where can we support you? If you like, you could kindly visit patreon.com/RobSadri if you're that type of fellow or lady. And if you want to enjoy all the videos, they're available on YouTube, full length. Check it out. Pass it around for free. It's for your entertainment purposes only. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. In the meantime, remember, real anal beats long distance virtual anal any day. And that's the takeaway. Talk soon. Love you all. Peace out.